Okay, just give me a minute and I will start talking. Let me finish the survey real quick. I was just waiting for someone to join. But that number keeps going to 1 to 0, 1 to 0, 1 to 0. These little green men are not aliens, so let's not get to the alien category just yet. In my opinion, aliens are gray. But yeah, my opinion is aliens are gray. My little green men, I'll show you what one of them looks like. I drew it in black crayon. Whew, this survey's forever. Yeah. Stop. Here, take these chips and go. You want the chips? Okay. Okay, so my little green men are how do we like to say it? Our little elves. They like to be called elves. You're probably thinking she's gone crazy, but I'm going to be talking about things that are not real that I see. I have been diagnosed with depression, every disorder you can think of. And it's going to get hard for me to talk about it. And I will be quiet some of the video, trying to process what I'm saying for some of y'all. But I will draw another picture, a better picture of it. Okay. There's the little green men are little elves, and there's a few of them, but one of them is named George. And then there's the evil one. He doesn't have a name because I called him the evil one. And then we just came up with George Jr. Finally got that one. George Jr. is not George's elf, but a different elf. This one isn't like the other ones. He doesn't have the pointy ears like everybody else does. This one, the way I can describe it, if you've seen Spy Kids, those dumb people, he kind of looks like he kind of looks like that. You broke my laptop. This is George Jr. George Jr. Yes, I know. Ugly, creepy picture, but that is George Jr. Like I said, he's not like the other little green men that I see. I am prescribed meds to take care of it, but I don't take them because every time I take them, I do not feel the same. I do not think they work. I think they are a waste of time. But I'm going to go ahead and draw you a picture of what George looks like. I'm just going to draw his head. This is what George looks like. I'm not the perfect troller, so bear with me. But this is George. He's always smiling. He's always smiling. Always. no matter what. The evil one is the evil one looks like George, but without the 20 years. He's always frowning and always getting into trouble. I was gonna say more, but I don't wanna. My husband does know about this. He has helped me with some issues dealing with the little green men. He knows when I do see them. Some of them, not all of them. There are a few. I say a few because I haven't got a definite number on them. But when some of them do come around, I do get agitated and angry at no damn reason. But sometimes when I do that, George does not come around. But back to George Jr. George Jr. just appeared. Well, he's been here for a few days now. He didn't appear until like 2 weeks ago. I feel like I'm in therapy class just fidgeting with shit. But yes, he appeared a few weeks ago. And I call him George Jr. because that's what he wants to be called. And he hasn't really said why he's here, but some of the other ones have. George, the Happy George, he's just here to be here. And he does come and go when he wants. He will randomly pop up. But I'm not going to get into that detail. Now, the evil one, when he does pop up, George pops up, tries to take care of the evil one. But sometimes the evil one just appears randomly without George knowing. To me, I think the evil little green man is Happy George's twin brother. You know how people have the good twin, the bad twin. That's what I think. But this is George. Don't ask where I got the name from. This is George. Everybody say hi to George. Hello, George. Hello. George has been around for 4 or 5 years now. Maybe 6. He's been around a while. Let's just put it that way. But George Jr., as you can tell, let me tear out the pages. Okay. I'm not going to draw the evil one because the evil one doesn't like to really doesn't like to be seen. What we got? George, and George Jr. You can tell how they're different because this is George's head and this is George Jr. Yeah, there's a few other little green men that come around. I haven't really. They're like family to George. Like George has a little baby little green man. It's a little green man. It's a little green girl. She's little, about this size. George is about this size, and the little green girl is about that size. George is married, so he has one wife and one little green girl. The evil one is not married, does not have any little green children. But some of them are that do come around when George is around. Is his family. George met his little green wife. Yes, I know y'all is like, oh, she's crazy. Let's not watch her live no more. Goodbye. Anyways, I feel all the same because every time I start talking about green little men, they're like, oh no, she's crazy. But yeah, George met his little green wife randomly. One day he was hanging out with me, and then he goes. One day he didn't come. George didn't come to me for one whole day, and then he comes back the next day with a little green woman, and he was like, "Oh, I went on vacation with some of the little green men, and their little vacation. I don't know what they do, but he goes on little green men vacation." Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to like nobody and not making sense to some of y'all. But this is what schizophrenia or seeing things do to you. Anyways, so he went on little green men vacation, comes back with little green woman. And he goes, "Hey, I met this little green woman. She has a name, but she hasn't given it to me yet. George won't give it to me either." Anyways, so he met this little green woman on little green men vacation. It was supposed to be an all men vacation, but I guess don't ask. Anyways, so he's like, "Hey, I met this little green woman on the little green men vacation, and we're together." And I'm like, "What?" And then he's like, "We're together." And then they went away for a few weeks, come back, they're married, and then they hung out for a few days. These little green men go everywhere with me. Sometimes they sit in the car. Poof, randomly. For instance, how do we say this? If the Coke can are here, they'll just pop up right here on the Coke can and just sit there and chit chat. They have their own little language, but I have not figured it out yet. But George is the nice, happy one. George's evil twin is the evil little green man. There's George's evil twin. There's about 3 of them. 3 little ones. Little green men that are evil. George's twin comes around often, but not much. The other 2, they tend to be Jekyll and Hyde. How do we describe it? No, because there's 2 of them. Yeah, we'll just call them Jekyll and Hyde. But this is George Jr. George Jr. that's what he wants to be called, so I call him George Jr. Little green men are, some of them aren't bad, some of them are good. George is kind of, the ones that do come around when George is around, he's kind of the leader of the pack. It's not pack. Yeah, he's part of the leader of the pack, so they all mostly, not all the time, listen to George. But when George is not here and the other little green men are here, or women are here, they tell me that George said it's okay for them to come. When George is not with me, he does tend to send little green men to check up on me. I don't mind that at all. George, to me, seems like the protective one. Or when I'm feeling down and need a laugh or something, he comes around. But other than that, now this one, I do not like this one. This one reminds me of, yes, take the crown. This one reminds me of that legend that people say and tell their kids. Chewbacca looking type thing. Chewbacca looking. The notebook's down there, baby. Draw me a picture. Go draw me a picture. But other than that, now along with that, you got depression, you got anxiety, and all sorts of mental issues. But I'm not going to get into detail about that because this is not the, how do we say it? Not the mental video, but I think I should make a video of that. But then again, I'm probably going to be like, nobody really wants to listen to my problems and the living and how life is with schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, and bipolar and having kids. It's not easy to cope with it, but you gotta deal with it, according to me and some other people. Some days it's good, some days it's not. But having kids, I hide it. Some of the days that are bad, like the depression's bad, anxiety's bad. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. I sleep until noon, and I just don't want to get up, even out of bed, even with it being noon. But I have to because I got kids and they gotta eat and they got the house gotta be clean. It's one of those things where I can't stay home and deal with it. There's other moms out there who hide it very good, who deal with it. And then there's me. Some days you can tell that I don't want to do anything because I'll just go off. Like, hey, I don't want to do this. Like, hey, leave me alone. And then there's some days where I have this burst of energy where I'll clean the house, while I'll go play with the kids while I'm cleaning the house. But most of the days it's bad. Most of the days it's good. Right now, my anxiety is to the roof because I'm having to pack things and unpack things and make sure everything's in order and make sure I have everything before I leave the house, make sure I have enough pull-ups, enough wipies, enough shoes for the kids, enough clothes for the kids. But with my anxiety that bad, I have to, and all my mental disorders, like mumbled jumbled, you have to let me know in like months in advance if you're going out of town and how long we're going. I can't just go anywhere and be like, hey, we're going to stay here about this time, but I'm not telling you till last minute. There are, with packing and unpacking, I've been doing this for like 2 months now, and they've been telling me for like 3 months, you're going somewhere, you need to pack. And it's like, I'm having to keep the laundry, having to keep the house clean. 2 days ago, I just like broke down in front of my kids because I was having a bad day. It was overwhelmed. I have 3 kids under the age of 5, and that gets overwhelming. I have a 1-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Yes, I know, you heard those ages and you're like, whoa, how does she do it? To be honest, I don't do it. I break down in front of my kids. Breaking down in front of my kids, to me, make me feel like it's okay to break down. To me, it's okay. Showing not breaking down is okay because I've held it in for long enough. Like 2 days ago, I was cooking dinner and I was making them cups of milk to go with their dinner. And I spilled a little bit of milk, and then the younger one got in the dog food. The dog would not stop barking, and I just broke down. And my 4-year-old was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm just having a bad day. And then he's like, he took the 3-year-old and the 1-year-old and told them to sit down. Yes, I know. I mean, my 4-year-old helps out a lot. He helps me clean. He helps me do what I need to do. But there are times where I just can't do it. There are times. It's bad. Having mental disorders and 3 kids under the age of 5, so 2 of them close to age, it's tough. But I do get through it. At the end of the day, I love my kids. They're kids. They're gonna fight. They're gonna love each other. They're not gonna eat what you made for dinner. They'll want chicken nuggets. Like, I made mac and cheese last night for dinner, and they did not want it. And they were like, "We want chicken nuggets," and I'm like, "But I just made this a beautiful plate of food." And they were like, "We want chicken nuggets." So I put the mac and cheese up and made them chicken nuggets. It was a long day, anyways. They went swimming yesterday, so. But there are times where I cannot do it. There are times I need to break, but for me to get a break, I give them their tablets and put on YouTube Kids and give them snacks and a juice, and they're fine for about a few hours. So I can take a break and mellow down. They yes. Did he wake you up for a nap? Did he wake you up for a nap? No. Again? You poopy? No. Sure. You sure? What's this? Oh, there's your butt. There's your butt. But like they do know when I need a break. It's just tough taking my medication. The medication makes me feel like a whole different person. I don't like it. I just don't see the point. In some of my videos, you can tell, especially when I use the Necrophonic app, that's when I start noticing everything. So, but it's tough. No one says it was going to be easy, especially with their dad 5.5 hours away working. We do go visit him sometimes, which we are going to go visit him in 2 weeks, for like a month or two. So it's the packing and unpacking, and the not knowing basically is what's happening right now. So when George comes around, he kind of makes it easier because he brings him and his little green men around. Then go to Grandpa's room. But with George coming around, he brings some of it. To me, George chooses the good little green men and women that know what's going on and everything. George Jr. over here doesn't really know what's going on because I've never seen him. But some of the little green men understand what I'm going through. This one, the one on my left right now, is the 3-year-old waking up from a nap and then going back to nap, waking up from a nap, going at night. Ah! What are you doing? Get back in here. Anyways, potty training. Yay. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live because I don't think anybody's really watching because I haven't got one comment throughout this whole live. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel or share the video. Do not forget to like or subscribe. Thank you.